Here we go.
We got some stuff to talk about in the wrestling universe. What we got?
Well, first off, what is this thing called? Are we going to give a proper intro or
We will give ourselves a proper intro. We are Hardway Wrestling.
Hardway?
Hardway, or we could call it Hardly Way.
No, the Hardly thing's already been taken.
Hardly, really?
Yeah, Hardly boys. Matt, Nick.
Okay, you're being too critical now.
Oh boy, we could do this.
Hey,
all
this is gonna be a long podcast. I already feel it. So the first thing on the docket is AEW Revolutions this Sunday on pay-per-view. YouTube, Bleacher Report, Fight TV, whoop-de-doo. Here's a question for both of you. Should Tony Khan open up a training center?
They already have one technically down in Florida with QT. QT school is technically their training school, isn't it? I mean, that's what you've heard, right, Jason?
I have no idea what I did there.
So, should AEW open up a wrestling school to teach their wrestlers to stop botching bumps?
Well, they had the Nightmare Factory, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
QT's training school.
His training school sucks then, because a lot of the botches I've been seeing lately have been
they're horrific.
Well, I think you got to keep in mind that a lot of these guys we're dealing with a lot of younger talent. I don't know if you caught that Casino Battle Royal the other night with reverse poison Rana off the top rope onto the ladder onto the fan in the third row. I mean, we got young guys.
I missed that.
Oh yeah,
we got young guys that are flexible and could do shit like that. They're gonna make mistakes. I mean, you did see Powerhouse Hobbs climb to the ladder. Actually says do not climb above this rung, and he decided he was gonna put his 275 pound body on top the ladder, which was funny because I believe he got stuck.
I think that was a good idea.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like we said, Revolution is this Sunday. So the card is rather interesting. So one of the matches I'm actually looking forward to is MJF versus Bryan Danielson, which is a 60-minute Iron Man
match of the night. I'm going to call that match of the night.
You're gonna start off with the banger right away, huh?
Hey man, because the rest of the card doesn't look too hot, so why not?
All right. Well, let's go through the rest of the card since we're probably gonna zip through that pretty quickly.
Yeah,
and then we can spend some time on.
The one that's going to be interesting is the Texas Death Match between Jon Moxley and Hangman Adam Page, which I don't see that entertaining.
I just think AEW does a really good job at shoehorning guys in. They just here's who we have. We're gonna put him in a match no matter what. Hangman Page in these spots never shows up.
Yeah,
right? He never shows up for the big one. I think this is the one he finally gets his revenge and he goes over Moxley in this one. But it would not surprise me if Moxley wins this match.
I wouldn't be either.
My pick is honestly Moxley just because of his ego and the fact that he's been on TV these last several months. He's been cutting his head open. He's been flipping the bird. Like he's got this going into it. He's got all this quote unquote momentum going into it. So I honestly don't see Page winning it.
At what point do we call Moxley the Antichrist of wrestling?
At what point
I think a lot of people already have.
At what point does Moxley just start bleeding when you look at him?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm waiting for that.
Yeah.
I feel like
how long before he has the dusty head?
Say again?
How long before he has the dusty head?
Yeah, exactly. The dusty
bleeds.
Head.
He just bleeds every match. It's not even fun anymore.
Fun. No. And then the fact that they've not only taken out Moxley's taken out the fun in the blood, but he's taken out the mystery of the blood. The fact that they're blading on camera. Now, this last week on Dynamite, they actually did a good job of avoiding the blade. But it's one of those things. It's like, come on, like.
Well, I believe that they caught Uno.
They did
blading.
Oh,
yeah,
they caught him with the 6 inches of tape ripped off.
Right, hanging off of his arm. Yeah,
so he pulled his blade. How do you wrap your blade in that much freaking tape? Like Flair only had like a little.
They're rookies. These guys are not used to doing this kind of stuff.
So and now for
Moxley
everybody's
probably went.
championship-
Say
Moxley
again?
probably went old school and had the blade under his tongue.
Yeah.
Hey man, whatever works. But hey, and now for everybody's championship, because it's not a trios championship, the Elite versus the House of Black.
This could get interesting because from what I am hearing, I hear that there are rumors that they're going to drop the titles to the House of Black. And at least, we've heard rumors of Kenny Omega possibly being a free agent here in the near future. And there might be a rumor that the Bucks could be coming up to free agency here pretty quick.
The Bucks are up in November. Bucks contract's up in November.
Oh, okay. So we know at least Kenny will be a free agent here in the next month or so.
Well,
so,
his contract's extended because of his injuries.
True.
So remember, he was off for a
we-
while, so they bumped that
do
back.
we have a time frame on how long they extended it?
October, maybe something like that.
Oh.
About the same time the Bucks are going to be up.
Okay,
So that we could see the Bucks. I would see them keeping it up until their contracts are up.
that could be.
That's where they drop it.
But
Well,
yeah,
my theory is that the Elite give up the belts and they don't do shit to the end of their contract.
that's another
They pull an
possibility.
FTR and they kind of just sit back and wait for their contract to run out, or just do some one-off shit that doesn't really matter, and give AEW less momentum and less power than they have already right now.
Yeah. So the next one on the card, which is the oh my god.
So
what the
wait a
fuck?
minute, hold on.
What?
Who's your pick? Wyatt, who's your pick?
My pick? I'm going with the Elite.
Really? Okay.
Sticking with the Elite, Scotty.
That's who they
Scotty
hold.
the Body. You taking the Elite also?
No, I'm taking the Black. I'm going House of Black. I think they're going to drop the titles to the House of Black. And like you said, I agree with you, Jason. I think they could sit out the rest of their contract and just kind of make spot appearances here and there, but not do really anything. And then we'll see what they do with the House of Black, if they're going to actually push them or make them. I mean, WWE's got friggin' Judgment Day on their side, and Judgment Day is doing it better than friggin' House of Black is. But we'll see if Tony can actually get House of Black a good push and a good
I can't
run.
wait till I can't wait till we talk about a little bit of WWE here.
All right. Now we have the why is this a trios match? Jamie Hayter, Soraya, and Ruby Soho.
Or I get to call it who gives a shit match of the night.
Yeah.
Honestly,
the bathroom break match of the night. I give it I'm calling Hayter retaining because
So wait, we should call this the Hotel California match then if it's the bathroom break. In all honesty.
But yeah, I see Hayter retaining because why would you put the belt on Soraya at this point? Because she's a heel and they've already got Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter kind of as the faces of the company. They're the original, I guess you can call them the original Elite women. So, they're gonna if they put it on Soraya, they're kind of like nobody cares about Soraya right now. And then Ruby Soho, they haven't done anything with her at this point. Like she's on and off. So it's like there's no point in putting the belt on her. So I see Hayter retaining.
Are you saying that they are going through their emo phase?
Yeah,
Considering all three of them have that same mantra.
pretty much. Yeah. No, they're.
So we got the Hotel California match
Well,
emo phase, and then
Watching this match makes me want to cut.
Oh, I know. Right?
Oh, gee.
Oh no, I would agree.
I honestly don't see. I mean, the fans love Ruby Soho. I just don't. I just do not see it. Like, I don't think she's a great wrestler. I really don't.
No.
I mean, she's okay, but honestly, she's not great. I'm not sure why. Is Britt hurt? Why is Britt not in this? And why are we not seeing Jade Cargill?
Yeah.
Why? This girl is undefeated, correct?
Yeah,
I believe she's 54-0.
Yeah, 54-0 right now, I think.
And the who gives a shit wrestler of the night is Jade Cargill because they don't, right?
Yeah.
Why are they not featuring us? When's the last time Jade Cargill had anybody that she could face?
Yeah, well, no, it's true. It's honest to God true. Like she's not
even on this
Shelton
pay-per-view.
So Jade Cargill's sister then, or brother.
Brother, yeah, we need the twin.
We need the twin. Jade Cargill's brother, Shelton
We need
Benjamin.
Shelton
comes in.
Benjamin, her to go at it now.
I would take. Wait. Are they really related?
No, they
God, no.
just look like each
They're
other.
You think
same
they look
muscle
alike?
stature, they're nowhere
The
close
same
to
muscle
each other.
stature, the same blonde hair. You know,
You think Sheldon's a cross dress? Is that what you're saying? Is we're gonna have a little?
Hey, who knows? There could be a mass reveal if she ends up losing the title.
Okay. Oh, it makes sense why
Vince
he's
Russo
winning.
plot twist. Jane Cargill reveals herself to be Shelton Benjamin. So
Oh, that's good shit.
yeah.
That's good shit.
So who's your pick for the Who Gives a Shit Hotel California match?
I am praying for an earthquake at this point in California for the
So are you telling me you
fault
want to
line
see
to open
see
up.
Brock Lesnar come down with a tractor hoe from
I
fucking
want-
SummerSlam or whatever?
I want the San Andreas fault to open up and swallow this match before it starts.
Yeah,
I'm
I
taking.
agree.
I think Hayter has to retain here. I don't think I think Ruby's gonna make her complete. I don't even know what the fuck was going on the other night when she just decided she was gonna smack Jamie Hayter in the mouth. I don't know what I don't know that they don't know what they're doing. I don't know.
They don't. They
Is
honestly
Kenny-
God don't.
Omega runs this women's division, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And I think he's done a terrible job. I mean, this women's division is not as good as the WWE women's division.
No,
Yeah.
it's absolutely the
Well,
fact that we have Jade Cargill, that they put her up against Sky Blue, and they put her up against the girl who sells popcorn out in the lobby. Like, they're not giving her like all the main people are in this part of AEW right now. They're in this trios match or this three-way. And Jade Cargill sitting at home with Shelton Benjamin.
Hey man,
the next person they will put Jade Cargill against Riho. That'll be the next big thing that she faces will be Riho.
yes, this small stature of a woman.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, no,
It's so cute.
I'm gonna be different from both of you. I'm actually gonna go with Saraya. I think she betrays Jamie Hayter.
She's already betrayed her. Technically,
Yeah, they're not
even aligned.
They're not buddies.
Well, I still don't care.
Yeah,
I'm
Okay,
sticking with my
perfect.
storyline.
Perfect. So we're rooting for the earthquake. We're at 8.5.
We just need Bam Bam Bigelow to show up. All right, now the no holds bar match between Christian Cage and Jungle Boy. Why is this still a feud?
Yeah,
Here's the shoehorn match of the night. This is we got to get Pretty Boy Jungle Boy on screen. I like Jack Perry. I have to call him Jack Perry because he's far from a Jungle Boy to me. But I like Jack Perry. I think he's a decent wrestler for being as young as he is. I think he's probably their next big. I'd like to see him put on about 40 pounds.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think he's one of their next big things, along with a guy we're going to talk about here in a little bit that's facing Jericho again. But I think, again, he's one of their next big things. I don't know what the deal is with Christian Cage. I don't know why they're continuing this storyline. Christian Cage the promo was, I don't know if you watched the promo. It was way too long.
Yeah.
It was way too long. They could have cut that and gave Wardlow a little bit more time or whoever. Again, I think Jack's going over in this one. Luke will be very proud of him after this.
I actually disagree. I think what they will do is to continue this whole thing. It's going to be Luchasaurus coming back. But see, here's the weird thing. I don't know if you guys know, but there's going to be there's a trademark issue, or not trademark, but somebody's suing him over the use of. So what they're going to do, yeah, they're going to. He's going to come back unmasked, still as Luchasaurus, but he's going to come back unmasked. And he's going to beat the tar out of Jungle Boy again, and it's going to be Christian going over.
That makes sense considering this is an all holds bar match, but I still have Jungle Boy.
So
I
mean, other than the lawsuit, why have they kept Luchasaurus off television? Why can't he has had no impact over the last 2-3 months?
Is he injury? Is he injured? He's been injured a lot.
Not that I am aware.
He's been injured a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, he is a rather older wrestler too, so
That's
he does
true.
have injuries. I mean, he's I think almost as old as Christian Cage.
Well, he's a dinosaur, gentlemen. He is a dinosaur. So he's
okay, sorry. So he's 65 million years old.
Yeah, he's 60. Yes, he's 65 million years old.
Point.
Again, Jungle Boy, I believe, goes over in this. Christian I believe Christian's going to do the right thing here and keep putting him over. I don't know that Christian has to be the guy to put Jungle Boy over because I believe he's already over. The chicks dig him.
He's over with that crowd, but the main issue with Jungle Boy, and again, like you said, why are they continuing this feud?
This feud has just gotten
It's just
hand.
like the main issue I have with Jungle Boy is the fact of the kid can't do promos. Like, he's a good wrestler, but he needs to have a better promo ability in order to get this feud over. If he could do better promos, or just any promo for that matter, I think this feud would be a slight bit better than what it is.
And the funny thing is, his promos were better with Christian Cage.
Yeah, I mean,
he needs a manager.
Yeah,
he needs
about Paulus.
So you notice, in WWE, there's not a lot coming from a guy who is a manager in a wrestling organization. You put wrestlers with guys that can't, or you put managers with guys that don't speak very well, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at WWE, who's our managers?
We got Paul Heyman with Roman Reigns, which has been a great duo.
Right. He doesn't need Paul, but Paul's really made his promos really pop. So you got Paul Heyman. Who else you got?
I can't think of anybody else.
Thank you. Okay, now in AEW, how many managers do you have?
About 12 or 15.
There's one. Everybody has a manager.
Each faction has one.
Yeah.
And I believe that's the problem with AEW. Nothing is special with AEW. The blood every week. It's not special, right? When Brett had the crimson mask, when Brett's bleeding into the camera, that was special because it just doesn't happen.
It just doesn't happen all the time.
Manager every time. Stokely Hathaway is gonna get ready to wrestle, right?
Freaking smart Mark Sterling.
Yeah. And here comes Cornette again out of his fucking grave.
Yeah. And I like Mark Sterling, but I don't. There's too many.
There's too many. Yeah.
It's like with the title belts. I mean, everybody in this fucking franchise has to have one. I mean, it's like the new version. It's the Gen Z version of WWE. Everybody has to have a participation trophy.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder if they're in for the wrestling, or they're in for all the extra stuff that, like, the T-shirts and because they all have different T-shirts every week, right? It's about, I know it's about that extra promo money and that kind of stuff, but it's not special anymore.
No.
Like AEW, Scott was yelling at me for like 2 years, man. AEW sucks. I was like, no, you're wrong, and he was wrong. AEW was the show because WWE stunk, right? All the storylines. More tits. I mean, it's just not. It wasn't.
The
it wasn't
booking
good.
for WWE was terrible, whereas AEW had better booking because the talent was more top class, and there wasn't that many titles to go around. Now it's just like herpes; they just keep sprouting up with new ones.
It's bad, and it got bad when one person left the company.
Bye, Cody.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes. So anyway, let's go. Before I keep going on a rant.
Now we're going to the next TNT Championship match between Samoa Joe and Wardlow.
Another match that's doesn't
Earthquake
really.
Tsunami ridden?
Like, at this point, who cares? Like, this is another match that could have been absolutely special if AEW had built to it right.
Why did he give Joe 2 belts?
Well, I think Joe could go with 2 belts because, again, he's the king of TV. Like, I think they could have made this special, but like, because Samoa Joe is a beast. Wardlow is the great up and coming rookie that could be pushed in the right way. And yet they've done this feud so ass backwards, it's not even funny, to the point of, like, they could have gone for like a hair versus hair match, Samoa Joe versus, and yet Samoa Joe just cuts Wardlow's dreadlock on live TV with no build to it whatsoever. Like, this whole match leading up to the TNT title is, I don't know. It doesn't. There's no meaning to it behind anymore. There's no reason for it. So it's just like, it's another throwaway match on the card. So I mean, I see them putting Wardlow over and giving Wardlow the belt, but again, for what? I don't know. I mean,
put the belt on Wardlow. Put it on Hobbs on Wednesday.
Just that quick of a change.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would agree.
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why that? Why not? I mean,
I like Wardlow. I think he looks great. He doesn't look like an AEW wrestler. That's why he looks so great all the time. He's strong. He's kind of he doesn't have a big move set. But big men don't always need.
But
say it again. Sorry.
I think he's better than Braun. If you put him against Braun Strowman.
Wardlow versus Braun Strowman. Yeah, no, Wardlow's
I don't know. You tell me who's more intimidating.
Wardlow.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, like
He's
at this
too
point,
soft spoken, man.
if I walk up to Braun Strowman and stand up, look him eye to eye, so to speak, I'm not really that intimidated by him because he's done so much goofy stuff. Wardlow hasn't done enough goofy. Like I still kind of look at Wardlow and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't want to meet him in a back alley. Like he looks like he could
I
rip
don't
my
know.
head off.
Braun did flip over an ambulance.
Yeah,
Remember that?
yeah, sure.
It
It was
See,
bracketed to the
that's
ground,
fine,
but just
so.
remember.
But
But I say they give it to Wardlow.
okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree, Watt. I believe that they're going to put this belt on Warlow, but I believe that they're going to. I don't know if they're going to continue the story with Joe or.
I mean,
feel
they
at some point,
better not.
some point they need to take a little bit off of Joe because Joe's injury prone. Joe's had concussions and all of
Yeah,
his career.
Knees were
So
absolutely dreadful.
yeah,
I think Joe is going to go straight Ring of Honor, hopefully, and
yeah.
help build that brand back up.
That'd be great.
And then we have sports entertainer and other trashy shit. Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks.
Why are we doing this match again?
Yeah.
Why are we doing
Because
this
it's
match
Chris and
again?
he writes his own fucking stories.
That's
Chris,
horrible.
Chris is in Tony's ear and like, hey, Tony, I think we can get more life out of this. Jericho, I've heard this term floating around the internet. Jericho is the clout stealer. As soon as somebody gets a little bit of gumption and a little bit of energy, Chris just comes in. He's like a vampire, just sucks it all right back out of him.
Well, he did put over Andretti, right? He put over Andretti. He liked that
Yeah.
kid.
But at the same time, what did that do for Andretti? Nothing.
Well, he's done nothing here the last 2 weeks. So.
Yeah. So
He was.
and I mean, I
with
was high on Andretti because for those viewers who are not aware, Action Andretti comes out of a company called Maryland Championship Wrestling (MCW),
He's fantastic.
and he's a great wrestler. Why
he's
and
great.
I've seen him live. So I had high hopes for him coming in, and then Jericho showed up, and then it was like, well, there goes Action Andretti.
Yeah,
He's
well,
just another guy on the
Jericho,
card.
Jericho put him on the map because nobody knew who. I mean, we. Know
I mean, they
who-
put him on the map, but at the same time, what have they done with him since then? Like,
Well, he was just in that. He was just in that Casino Battle Royal. The new the faces of the new faces of AEW.
Mhm.
I think he's the one that took that reverse Rana onto the ladder or whatever. And I thought he was dead. I think his leg went through the rung, and he like was hanging.
oh,
Yeah. So he's young. He's young, and his body can take that kind of shit. Me, my leg's still hanging in there right now.
And I think Ricky Starks goes over again.
Yeah, I mean,
Ricky is just a better wrestler and a great promo cutter. I love Ricky. He's a great wrestler.
If Jericho does this right, yes, Ricky will go over again. But I'm very afraid that Jericho is going to do what he did with the whole MJF feud, where they feud back and forth and they trade wins. Yeah, like they keep drawing it out,
and that's what Jericho does. Jericho does this in his match. He likes to extend them as long as possible. This thing to me has already ran its course.
Yeah.
There's better opportunities out there for Ricky Starks.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, like, give him another year or so and give him another run at MJ with or without the world title. I think that would be a feud that would be worthwhile. Give him, in my view, give him another run at Powerhouse Hobbs. Get the two former friends against each other because they actually did pretty darn good. I mean, they're two green guys, but the fact that they seem to each know what they're doing somewhat. If they could find somebody to lead both, maybe have like a third person in that. I'm not a big fan of triple threat matches, but if they had one, have a veteran in there to lead them, and then get like have somebody producing their matches, like an Arn Anderson, for example, or somebody that knows what they're doing in the ring. It could, I could see Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks again. We got to get Ricky out of this thing with Jericho. Jericho is just going to kill. Now, the good thing is, hopefully he is as resilient as an MJF, where the MJF feud with Jericho, he lost a lot of momentum. MJF lost a lot of momentum, but came back out of it and kind of kept going and built that momentum back up again. Hopefully Ricky can do the same.
I'm with you. My pick is Ricky Starks for sure.
Same.
Yeah, same.
Hopefully.
Same.
And actually, in the middle of this, considering we are talking about doing toys, Ringside Collectibles just announced an exclusive from the dog collar match: CM Punk versus MJF.
Wow.
if you can
Does
see
it come with muffins?
No, what it comes with,
I'm not interested then.
it comes with the dog collar. It comes with the dog chains.
Okay. All right.
So that'll be coming out. The exclusive pre-order is already up, and it's a 2-pack.
That's impressive. I like that.
How is CM Punk letting this go? Anyway,
you don't have a choice. He's
This
still
is
in the
valid.
contract.
Well, as long as they're paying him to sit out his contract, then yeah. I mean, but that I still think
Oh,
that's
he's hurt too. Remember
He
he
is
tore his,
hurt.
I
That
think
is
he tore
true,
his
yeah.
bicep, right?
all right. And now, why is this a 4-man thing? The AEW Tag Team Championships between the Guns, the Acclaimed, Jay Lethal, Orange Cassidy, and Danhausen.
and
Oh, my.
Jeff Jarrett too. Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal. Yeah.
Well,
that's
my
enough.
original thought was this last match when best friends weren't going to be able to compete. Thank God.
Yeah.
When they weren't going to be able to compete, that we were going to get FTR. I really thought for
Yes.
sure we were going to get FTR. And
Nope.
it
How
doesn't
come
look like-
every company that these guys go to just don't use them right for the championships?
I don't know.
Because I loved FTR when they got the New Japan titles because that was an unreal match. But again, AEW is not using them the way they need to be used.
Exactly.
And they are the best tag team in their fucking roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I-
Yeah,
and-
I don't know. I
I
just
could
think
throw speculation, but I like we'll save that argument for another time. But I think there's one tag team on that roster that's keeping FTR down. But like I said, we'll argue about that at another
Bucks?
point. Yeah, I didn't say it.
I think only one person. I don't think it's just the Young Bucks. I think Tony Khan keeps them down.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Tony Khan threw the-
Dax has made some comments here on his podcast. I don't know if you guys have caught that podcast. but
Yeah,
he's
I've
made some
listened to
comments here and there that probably hasn't been too
Kindly
nice
to
towards-
the baby boy.
Yeah.
So who we got?
Well, and again, this is an interesting situation because the Acclaimed had such good momentum.
I don't know why they took the titles off them in the first place.
Well, but here's the thing, like, so they had such good momentum going into this, and then all of a sudden the Acclaimed started losing that the pop that they were getting because they started coming out and started acting more like heels. They started kind of not whining necessarily, but they kind of had that like that whiny edge to them, which
You go, keep going.
that whiny edge to them that really kind of got them off track. Then they decided to build the Guns, and I love the Gun Boys. Like, they have both inherited Billy's natural talent in the ring, so they are a really good team. But they're still green. Like, and again, while I love Daddy Ass and I love the Scissor Me Daddy stuff, I still think they should have kept Billy with his own boys, working with them, getting them ready for the big time, and then having a switch later on where he goes with the Acclaimed or whatever other team, because it would have made more sense after the boys were already better trained and better ready for the limelight on their own. But so it's like that's a whole thing. So why not just have it Acclaimed versus the Guns as a rematch? Then you throw in Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett and Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. Now, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, I have no issue with because they're the veterans. They can help lead the Guns and the Acclaim through this. Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. I love the Danhausen gimmick. I think it's funny, but I am not a fan of freaking. I'm not afraid.
Well, you need somebody to take the pin.
Huh?
You need somebody to take the pin in this match.
Yeah, but
No.
at the same time, like, I don't know. I'm not. Now, first of all, is this regular or is this an elimination?
I think this is
I
regular.
believe it's just a four-way regular.
Four-way? Okay.
So I'm going to put my pick in because I know it's going to piss somebody off in this room. Orange Cassidy and Danhausen.
You're wrong. You're Joe Wyatt. You're horrible.
You are,
Why you're the
yeah.
worst.
That's why I'm here.
Wyatt's wrong, baby.
That's why I'm here.
But I'm going with the Guns retaining, even though I think they should put the belt back on the Acclaim. But I think the Guns will retain in this one because they have they need to keep. If they're going to keep the momentum going with the Guns, they need to do it. So
That backpack is not big enough for two belts. I'm going with the Guns.
Yeah.
Not picking pockets, and I'm not picking.
Yeah. I didn't want to use the term, but
I do like Orange Cassidy for some
Right?
reason.
Oh,
I do like him. But I don't think, again, not a big enough backpack. If he had, a nicer,
if they do put it on the team on the class mascot, like I would not be surprised, but
the guns need to retain here.
yeah, they do.
If you're at an AEW show, which I don't know if you guys have been yet, but if you've been to an AEW show, the scissor me thing is awesome when you're there. At home. Oh, not sure what happened there. Okay. Yeah. At home, the bigger audiences at home, more people watching at home. Actually, if you look at the ratings, probably not. But the Acclaimed, to me, they kind of ran their course. It was too much scissoring, right? Listen, I'm all about a scissoring every once in a while, right? But it was just a little too much. I think they need to be knocked down a peg. Maybe they get another shot here soon, but the guns retain here.
I think they get their next shot at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think it'll come quick, but it's not like give the guns the run with it for a little while and see what happens. But
all right, now we're going off time. Now we're back to the 60-minute Iron Man match between MJF and Bryan Danielson.
Yep.
Well, this is, like I said, this is going to be match of the night in my view, because
you got the submission master versus the brute force of MJF.
Yeah, and the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Like, we cannot forget how that can play into this factor. So,
considering it is an Iron Man match,
yeah, and now if I'm hoping they go with the normal rules of an Iron Man match, which are DQs and countouts count as falls. If they do that, then of course it's going to make the Diamond Ring come into play differently than just a straight, no DQ match where it's just like I can use it whenever. So then MJF has to be stealthy with how he uses it. But yeah, no, I'm not as excited about Bryan Danielson as I used to be. I love the guy. I think he's a great wrestler. He's been very good in AEW when they've used him. But even so, I'm a big on MJF, and I really think that he is the franchise player of this company. So I am calling MJF to retain. I am interested. I just want to see if they are going to play this out. Now, my only issue with the match is why start out with an Iron Man match? Why not start out with just a normal match, then build to another stipulation, and then another stipulation to then build to like the last match being the Iron Man match? But for what it is and for the fact that it's Bryan Danielson versus MJF, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I mean, this one I think is going to be a great match to watch.
Why does every one of Bryan Danielson's match have to be a 60-minute Iron Man match?
That is a good question. I mean, he is. I don't know. I guess, is he trying to prove that he's the next Flair? Like, I mean, if they did that, they might as well just do the Broadways to a draw or whatnot. But to prove that Danielson's the Iron Man in the company. But yeah, I don't know. It's I just like I said, I don't like the fact of the stipulation being the first thing they do. They should have had a regular match, then that match lead to another match with an actual stipulation to it. Then just keep building the stipulations until they get to the ultimate blow off, which is the Iron Man. But
is it the first match on the card?
Huh?
Is it the first match? I don't know if it is or not. Just because I got this off their website. I don't know if this is the first match.
No. What I'm saying with the first match between Bryan and
MJF
being just a straight singles match that leads.
There should have been some cheating or something.
To
build up that hatred. Okay.
And then you continue to build the.
My brain not working.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Well, they did their match with promos.
I mean, and they have done them. They've built the match with promos, which has been good. Although I will say I'm a little tired of MJF talking about his ex-girlfriends.
It's the same thing with him every time. He comes off too angry. He's too angry for a heel. For a heel, he's too damn angry. Like he needs to be a little bit more smug. That's how.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson was angry as shit last night, right? He even dropped the F-bomb.
Yes.
Woo.
Although in AEW that's a common occurrence, so I mean, friggin' Moxley does it every night. So
what is this? Does AEW just love recurring themes?
Okay, what?
So tonight they have a 4-way tag team match.
Yep.
John Silver and Alex Reynolds, Claudio Wheeler, Top Flight, Aussie Open.
For what?
because
What-
Aussie Open is over here for the next 2 weeks, so they're going to use them.
But why not just put Aussie Open versus Top Flight? I'd love to see that. Like
That would be a good one.
I'm not the biggest Top Flight fan just because they were pushed down our throats originally, but they are a good tag team, and I've heard good things about Aussie Open. I've never really seen their stuff, but I've heard good.
Two different styles for sure.
Mhm.
So, but I think it would be a single tag team match between Aussie and Top Flight would be a good setup. Why do they have to do a 4-way, especially with freaking?
Well, none of these guys are on the pay-per-view, so we got to get them out there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, wouldn't be surprised if they had done that as a pre-show match. You know, the 4-way tag team as a pre-show.
Oh,
match.
don't be surprised.
Like,
be
they'll
surprised.
redo it. They'll do it again for pre-show. It's just, I don't know.
All right, well, who do you got? We got about 2 minutes left here, so who do you got?
I'm taking MJF.
Scott-
Yeah,
MJF.
MJF for me.
Yeah,
as well.
I'm going with MJF. I think this is his first. This is his first retention, right? This is
Yeah.
his first time defending the belt. Yeah.
Well,
so
no, didn't he defend against Ricky? Wasn't that for the title?
that was on a Wednesday night or some shit.
Yeah. Well, so
Yeah.
first pay-per-view retention for the title, then yes.
Yeah, the money's behind this kid. That's where it's at. They went through
Yeah.
all this trouble with re-signing him and extending his contract. I can't imagine they're gonna take the belt off of him yet.
Yeah.
Which
No.
is smart because if they take the belt off of him, he could just walk out.
Yeah. I don't see them. I don't see him losing. I would like to see Bryan Danielson as champion at some point, but not right
Not
now.
yet.
So
Yeah, we'll bring this back. We'll bring MJF back around in a year against Ricky Starks, and we'll put the belt on Ricky Starks.
yeah,
There we go.
there we go. I'd be good with that.
A heavyweight champion that weighs 165 pounds.
But
I don't
see,
know.
the thing, like for a guy his size, to be the heavyweight champion is quite honestly impressive because it's his promo ability that can talk a match over, and he's got good in-ring psychology, which can get the match over as well. Like size isn't everything, and that's what people that I hate to use the name, but I know like I'll get blasted by you. But Cornette does say a lot about like size isn't always everything when you are looking at a guy who can, one, has the psychology, but two, has the verbal ability to talk you into the building. So
Even Cornette would shit on a 175-pound heavyweight champion. So.
Oh, gotcha.
well, what's MJF? Is he at 205? What is he?
No, he's actually put on some.
He's put on a ton of muscle.
Really? All right.
Yeah, he's built himself well.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. We got less than a minute.